Hello? Okay. Okay. Hello. Obviously, this is no surprise, but I'm just doing this to not only validate my story and my experience, but to validate your experience and validate what you are feeling right now, because I'm just assuming that there is a lot of younger people, especially here on YouTube, who are struggling with this and who struggle with being gay or being different, or I hate to call you different, but bitch, you ain't normal. No. Is it just appropriate to take off my shirt when I start sweating? I know that's not appropriate, but I just can't stop sweating. You are normal. What you're feeling is completely normal. What you're going through, you will have people that will accept you and love you for who you truly are. Unfortunately, I know that sometimes, you won't see support from your family, especially from your parents or even from your siblings. So I am here to support you, and I don't really know what else to say. I am just doing this to relate to you and tell you that you will get through it, and I love you and I accept you for who you are. Now, I'm sweating. I was never planning on making this video, obviously, because it's not a surprise that I'm gay. I am, just doing this to relate to you and to give you hope. I hope this is making sense, because I remember when I was younger and when I was about 14 and I was on YouTube watching coming out videos, watching videos about gay people, because at the time I didn't accept myself and I didn't know what was going on within me. So I am just here to tell you that you are not different. You are a human being. There's no reason to be ashamed. There's really no reason to be. This is weird. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I am like completely just blacking out. I just want to tell my story to relate to you. I just want to help anybody I can, even if it's just one person that's struggling with this. I want to help you, and I want to relate to you, and I want to tell you that it's going to be okay. But I'm sorry, this is just making me nervous. Ooh, I'm sweaty. Oh. I guess I'll just start with where I come from and my family. I come from a small town in the South. There's no gay people there. It's just white people. That's all that's down there. So growing up, I never saw any representation of who I was. So I already felt out of place since the very beginning. And my parents, of course, they were not supportive of, gay people. We went to church a lot, and anytime like homosexuality was brought up, they would make the biggest deal of the world about it, and they would show their disapproval of it and all of that. So, and every time we were watching a movie or a TV show and saw like a gay couple or anything, they would continue to show like disgust towards, the gay stuff. Growing up, that's how I saw them react to it. So that, of course, that's how I reacted to me being gay. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want it. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't understand it, like them. The whole time, my family never knew, but luckily my siblings, they have always been super, super supportive. They have always made me feel like I am loved, and they have always made me feel like I could achieve whatever I want to achieve. So I thank them. I thank my sisters, and I thank my brother for everything. I love them so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Unfortunately, my parents were never about it and would never discuss it. Fortunately, my siblings were there for me and would always, show support for me no matter what. But the whole time they never knew. I guess I'll just talk about when I've been talking for 20 minutes? Oh, I wonder what I've been saying. I don't know. I'm kind of still blacking out a bit. I guess I'll just talk about when I first realized I was gay. I was about in the 3rd grade, and I just remember I was at home. I was in the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and I was like, I'm gay. And then I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, never say that again. Never say that again. So I never said it again. And I just kept it repressed in my mind, and I never said that again for quite a long time. I never thought anything like that ever again. I just immediately was like, what was that? What is that? I'm not dealing with that. So I just shut it down immediately. Of course, around that time, I was playing football. Yeah, I was playing football. I didn't want to play football. Actually, my dad was the coach because growing up, he played football, and that's what he eventually went to college for. He, did the whole football stuff in college or whatever. I don't know what, a scholarship? I don't know what it's called. And I think it was a dream of his to, coach his son playing football. It was definitely something that he's always wanted to do with his firstborn son. Coach him in football, teach him how to play football or whatever, because that's just something that my dad loved. But, of course, I was not about it. I never let anybody know that I didn't want to play football. Of course, I didn't play for too long. It was god-awful. The whole time I was picked on for being small and for being girly. Definitely like the beginning of my anxiety and, the beginning of my sadness, because I wasn't fitting in and I was being bullied and I didn't really know why. It got to the point where I hated it so much. One day before practice, while I was getting out of the car, I put my hand in the car door and I slammed that shit in the car door and I broke my finger. And I know I sound like a psychopath, and I promise I'm not a psychopath, but I just did not have it within me to tell my dad that I didn't want to play football anymore. I just didn't want to crush his dream. I didn't want to disappoint him, I just did not have that within me. Of course, we went to the hospital and stuff and it was broken. My parents were, of course, still like, you can still play. I mean, it's just a broken finger. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna play. Like, it hurts. And they were like, okay, whatever. And so I quit. That was over with. So that was weird. All that was super weird. I swear I'm not a psychopath. I just couldn't do it. And I've like really never told anybody that, so that's weird. Some time passed, I got into middle school, I was still kind of dealing with it. I never told anybody still. I still thought I liked girls, I would try to date girls, and I think in like the 6th grade, I did have like a girlfriend. Shout out to you, girlfriend that I used to have. Yeah, I'm just gay as shit. What about you? By the time I was in 6th grade, I obviously like knew I was gay, but I was still just like in denial of it. I didn't really know that I was gay and that I liked boys. I just knew that I was a bit different than everybody else. Of course, like, people would see the difference in me and they would bully me. That was always a constant. That was always super intense, just being bullied and stuff. Mainly that's why I would have these girlfriends, to like make people think that I was normal, but it never worked. Then 7th grade rolled around, and in 7th grade I had friends, mainly due to soccer, because I played soccer. That was fun, but the whole time I was, of course, still picked on. They would call me gay and stuff, but I would just ignore it. Then in 8th grade rolled around, and this is where shit really hit the fan. At this time, I had a decent amount of friends. I was kind of happy, not really, I was still being picked on. I would literally be thrown in trash cans. It was hard. I remember not wanting to go to school, and it didn't help that back at home, my home life was weird, I was like living in a basement. I remember my mom was a waitress, so she would just bring home these leftovers she had, and that's what we would eat, and that's really all we would eat. And it was just an awful time. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just telling you what was up. What really just launched me into my depression and stuff was, it was after a soccer game. The whole soccer team or whatever was at this restaurant, and we were all eating. We were at this table, just me and my friends, and someone like secretly took my phone. They like went through my internet history or something, and they found gay porn. And of course now I can laugh and joke about it, but at the time it was very serious. They found the gay porn on my phone. They were like, oh, he's gay, he really is gay. And I remember in that moment, I was so embarrassed. In that moment, I just had intense hatred for myself. It was just an awful, awful feeling that I really can't explain. I felt it in my stomach. I honestly wanted to throw up. It just felt god awful. I was like, they know I'm gay, and I don't even really know that I'm gay yet. You know what I mean? I was still trying to figure it out, and now they know, and now they're laughing at me, and now they're teasing me, and it was awful. I like grabbed the phone, and I was like, I tried to make up excuses somehow. I don't know what. There was a shit ton of gay porn on there, so I don't know what excuses I was trying to make. But I remember I just grabbed my phone, and then I left, and I got in the car because my dad was waiting out there. He was like, you leaving early? And I was like, yeah, I'm just ready to get home. And he was like, okay. I just remember just the ride home was awful, you know. The whole time I had an awful feeling. I was like, everyone knows. The whole school's gonna know. I was just so embarrassed. I just remember not ever wanting to go back to school, but knowing I had to go to school. Of course, that's when the teasing and the bullying, increased. Now everyone at school knew, and everyone at school was asking me about it, and it was weird. So that really set me deep in, in my depression at that time. Of course, everything got worse, but then I think, I quit soccer. I stopped playing because I couldn't be around them anymore. Just the bullying was just too much. I'm not trying to sound dramatic. I'm just simply telling you guys, what happened. I remember it was one soccer practice. We were literally just playing soccer, and in front of the parents, in front of everybody, everybody's parents was sitting there watching, in front of the coach, in front of everybody. The whole team was, I don't remember what they were chanting, but they were chanting like, Luke's gay, or something like that. They were like, I don't remember what they were saying. They were like, Luke's gay, Luke, or something like that. And I just remember at the time, I would pretend and laugh and act like I was okay, but on the inside, I felt awful. I felt shamed. It was just not a good time at all. I just hated it. I remember after that practice, I think that was like the last practice, the last thing I ever had to do with soccer. I remember I got in the car with my mom, and I told her, I was like, I think I'm over soccer. And she was like, okay. And we just never did it again. I've never told anybody that, by the way. That's something that I've also just kept deep within me. I think after that, after 8th grade was over, I moved. I moved again. I didn't move away, I just moved into a different house. That's when I was deep in my depression, mainly because my sisters, who have always shown love and support for me, were gone. They were gone away at college, and I just never got to speak with them much anymore. So I was alone. So I was extremely depressed and had so much anxiety. I think I briefly spoke about this in my Why I Quit YouTube video, but during that time, I guess like in the beginning of 9th grade, that's when I was borderline suicidal. And I just didn't want a future. I couldn't imagine a future for myself. I just hated myself that much. I didn't look in the mirror ever. I never looked in the mirror. I just didn't want to deal with anything anymore. One of the last times I ever went to my dad's house, there was a lot of guns there because he hunted a lot. And I remember there was a rifle in my room, and I never touched the rifle or anything. But I remember like contemplating on getting up and shooting myself. You know, that was a legit thought I had. I seriously considered doing that, and I have never told anybody that, and I'm telling you. So I feel weird, but I was deep in it. Luckily, of course, I never acted on those thoughts or emotions. I just tried to get myself through it, and I did. I don't know how, but luckily I got through it, and I'm very, very thankful. But then, you know, beginning in 9th grade, we moved into another house. I stopped going over to my dad's and stuff. I hated going to school because I wore the same thing every day. I hated the way I looked. I remember I hated the way my hair looked, and it was because my mom would cut my hair, so of course it just would look awful. During that time, that's all I can really remember. Just suffering, just that whole time. I'm about to explain on how I came out to my mother, by the way. So I saw this Lohanthony tweet, and it was something about straight people. It was something just funny. It was like a joke making fun of straight people or something, and I liked it or something. I don't know. My mom came up to me and was like, "Why did you favorite this tweet?" Because at that time, Twitter would show you what the people you follow have been favoriting, and it decided to show my mom that I favored that. And then I was like, oh shit. And that was like the first weird run-in. It got to the point where I would go on like these online chat rooms. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like the beginning of 2015 maybe. I think so. I think it was like the beginning of 2015. It was like literally New Year's. I think it was like literally New Year's. I remember I would go on these online chat rooms and I would like tell people, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gay, but nobody knows, and I'm telling you. And they'd be like, cool, show me your dick. And I'd be like, ah! And I would run away. And of course, at that time, I had like a lot of online friends, and I would tell them, I don't know if I would tell them, yeah, I would tell them that I was gay, and I would like, just be super gay. And of course, the whole time I was like hiding it from everybody in real life. I started texting my real life friends I made in high school, and we had this group chat. And in this group chat, there was one other boy in it, and then there was this girl, Claire. Y'all know her, my friend Claire. We're of course still friends till today. We would send like pictures of boys or anything. We would just all just like talk about boys in this group chat. Basically, I was out to them. So I would, joke about me being gay, or, send a picture of a boy that I thought was cute, or, you know what I mean? I was just being gay. I was just being super gay. And then one day my mom was like, give me your phone. I told her, I was like, I can't give you my phone. Of course, we fought about it, and we kept fighting about it. Of course she was like, why can't you give me your phone? And I was like, I don't know why I can't give you my phone. I was just basically screwed. And she wouldn't leave it alone. She'd be like, why can't you give me the phone? And I think she knew. I think she knew why I couldn't give her the phone. But, she was just pretending to play dumb and was just like, why can't you give me the phone? What's on the phone? And I'd be like, there's nothing on the phone. I just don't want to give you my phone. Around that time, before that happened, I was really wanting to come out to my mom, but I didn't know how. But I was really wanting to. So whenever we got in this heated argument about me not wanting to give her my phone, we were like in my room, and I think I don't remember how, but I remember I broke down. It's the hardest I've ever cried and probably will ever cry. And I just started crying really, 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 really hard. And I think the whole time she knew what was going on. But I started crying, and of course she was like, why are you crying? And I was like, I don't really exactly remember how it went, but I'm assuming I just told her, I think I told her I was like, I'm gay. And I just remember just crying so hard, and she had no emotion on her face. She was just looking at me like this, and she was like, no, you're not. I was like, yeah, I am. Of course I didn't say it like that. but I was like, yeah, I'm gay. I don't know. I guess she was just in such denial or something, or I don't know. She was like, you're not old enough to know. This is weird. Sorry for getting emotional. She's like, you don't know. You don't know if you're gay. You're not old enough. She was just still denying it. I think after I told her, and then she just kept denying it, I think I just like stopped talking. I don't know what she was feeling. She appeared to not understand. Oh shit, I'm sweating and crying. This is not cute. Immediately after that happened, I texted my siblings and I told them, and they were like, of course, very supportive, and I love you, sisters. So that made me feel a million times better. I don't have any hurt feelings towards my mom anymore, and I'm not trying to like bash her or anything. Maybe it was so hard because I always kept everything so secret. Maybe she didn't understand how hurt I was. I had to take a quick break because my camera died. I don't really remember what I was talking about. I told my mom, then I told my siblings, then I never really told my dad. He knows, and I think some of my family knows, but I don't really know, and I don't really care. Like, for the rest of high school after that, you know, you can go watch my Why I Quit YouTube video and see how I got happier and stuff, but, after coming out, it was triggering, and it was kind of awful, but it did release something. It did let me, you know, exhale for a moment. But, that was weird. I don't know what I just said. Why am I like... I'll tell you, I do have something to admit. Y'all know I just recently moved out. I'm gonna be honest. I've lost my virginity. I don't know why I said that. I'm just telling you guys just to make you laugh and make you feel a bit better. Yeah, so that's super awkward. I don't know. I'm just coming clean. I'm being honest with you guys. Honestly. Lately, I have just been feeling really blessed to be here and to have you guys and to be here. And I want you guys to not only be here, but to be happy and to feel wanted and to feel accepted. I am here to do that for you. I am here to accept you, I am here for you. I am here to be goofy, to make you feel a bit better. I feel like that's kind of what my purpose is, to make people feel better. And I'm trying to start by being honest and telling you guys what I've been through. It does make me feel a bit more connected to you, and I just love that. I am here to listen to you. I want to hear what you're struggling with and what you're afraid to tell anybody, because I'm here to listen. I'm here to try to help you. I just remember being 14 and going on YouTube and watching YouTube videos because, you know, I was super sad. If you just aren't feeling 100%, I'm here to tell you that you will be okay. You are loved. You are valid. Your existence is very valid. I love you guys, and I want to thank you for changing my life, and I hope me being honest for these few minutes helped you with something. I don't know. Thank you guys for being here with me and watching me, you know. I really appreciate it, and I am really thankful, and I am super excited to continue making videos for you. And I'm sorry this video wasn't some funny video. I just felt like being honest with you. Thanks for listening to my weird coming out story, which I still don't even really remember what I said. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I am expecting a very angry call from my mother, so you guys better subscribe. I love you guys a lot. Okay, bye.